Hey guys, and welcome back to Z3 Cubing. Today is my 29th Q&A. So today is episode number 29 of the series where I look at the questions that you guys left me in the comments of my last Q&A video and try and answer as many of them as possible. So of course, if you want to be in my next Q&A video, be sure and leave comments down below for me to answer then. Anyway, let's get right into it. What is the most algs you've learned in a day? That's a great question because I actually learned all of full OLL in a week. So there's like 57 algorithms in full OLL, and I learned all of them that I didn't already know, which was like 40 some over the course of 6 or 7 days. So over that time, I probably learned maybe a dozen in a day, which is probably the most I've ever learned. When is your next competition? That is a great question because I have no idea. I was planning on going to one back in like March and that was canceled. One in early June, that was canceled. One in late June, that was canceled. Now there's one in July and one in August that'll probably also both be canceled. I have no idea. Would you rather only know how to solve a 3x3 and have every puzzle in the world, or know how to solve every puzzle but only have a 3x3? Well, I don't really see the point of knowing how to solve every puzzle in the world if all that you have is a 3x3, but it would be pretty fun to be able to practice 3x3 while having all sorts of puzzles around you, even if you don't know how to solve any of them, so I think I'd have to choose the first option. Maybe you could sell some of the puzzles and make some money. Why does the black noise-canceling material behind you look so far away? That's actually a comment I've gotten a surprising number of times when people realize that it's literally like right behind me. In fact, I'm kind of in a corner of this room so I can stick my arms out straight and touch the two walls. Does that mess with your head? How many 3x3s do you have? That's a really hard question to answer because it really just depends on how you count them. If you count like every single 3x3 and every single mod that I've made out of a 3x3 and all the cheapo dollar store picture cubes that I have, it's probably somewhere around 100, like maybe 90 something. But if you count just like actual 3x3s that you might use in a WCA competition, probably closer to half of that. Z3 Cubing is the best channel ever. Great, but that's not a question. I just want more Q&As to happen. Yeah, I'm working on it, but that's not a question either. Why you're so get too fast? I mean, you're getting closer to a question, but it still needs to be intelligible. How many times have your gigamings? Really? That's it? We had a good start there, but it didn't go anywhere. How many cubes did you got in your whole life? My whole life? My life as a whole? What is wrong with this question? Well, you actually have a question for once, but what's wrong with it is you're not actually asking me anything. Show us your microphone. Well, that's not a question either, but at least I can actually respond to it. Here is my microphone. How's your 4x4 one turn per day going? Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. So in case you don't already know, I started solving this 4x4 on February 29th, so a few months ago now, by doing just one turn on it every single day. And as you can see, I am on OLL of 3x3 stage, so we are super close. Yesterday we did this move right here, starting this 6-move OLL, and today we are going to do this move. In fact, let's just skip ahead a few moves. That is an A perm. Okay, we gotta put that back. We do not have any parity, so we are doing good. Probably be out in a couple weeks. Oh yeah, and I can't wait until I am done because I need a haircut. I don't know what to ask, so what did you eat for lunch on the day you're recording the next Q&A? Now surprisingly, you actually managed to ask a much more interesting question than the vast majority of the comments on my last Q&A, hence why you were chosen, but unfortunately it is only 11 o'clock, so I have not yet eaten lunch. You need to update your mains page. Don't worry, it's updated. I got everything up to date, all my PBs and mains, about page on my channel, go check it out. Will you try 5x5 blind one day? Well, let's just say I have no plans. Maybe if I get really bored one day, but I think if my peak blindfold accomplishment remains solving a 4x4 blindfolded, I will be happy. What is the chance you will ever answer this question? You know, that's a good question. I'd have to think about it. Do you have a cube in every room of your house? Honestly, at this current moment, I can't say that there's a cube in any room of this house except this one. What is your JA perm algorithm? So it's actually one that I don't think a lot of other people use, but I really like it because it's relatively short and it's pretty quick. It just has one major regrip and slight rotation in the middle. So it's R prime, U2 prime, R, U, R prime, then a Z rotation, then R2, U, R prime, D, R, U prime. So faster, it just looks like this. Can you answer this question with your hand gestures? What is your record on H-perm and Z-perm? Now I feel like it's not really that fast, but on a good day I could probably do an H-perm in less than a second. I really tend to mess up on it though, especially when I'm trying to go fast. Same thing with a Z-perm. Kind of have to do it slow, but I think I could do it in a second and a half. Why are you eating your gigamings? Don't question my life choices. Have you ever consumed a piece of any of your twisty puzzles? If so, which one? No? When was the first time you made it on podium for 3x3? Does 3x3 with feet count? I've done that twice. I got a plaque and a medal to show for it. I've never done that in 3x3, not even close. Name the first cube that comes to mind. Guanlong. Do you ever blink? Okay, so I get these comments all the time because apparently I hardly ever blink in my videos, which is really strange to me because I feel like I'm really bad at not blinking. Like I always lose staring contests, everything like that, but I guess I'm just so focused on saying the line to the camera that I have to wait until after I'm done until I blink? I don't know. Can you throw away your favorite cube? Sure. Favorite cube? Throw. It is away. If you could be sponsored by any cube brand or retailer, what would it be? Now, I always find it kind of weird when people use that word, like asking, are you sponsored? Makes it sound like somebody's like paying me money to advertise their company, which I've never done before. But I am already what they call a tester for thecubicle.com. So in most of my unboxing videos, when I say like, the Cubicle sent me these puzzles, that means I got them for free. They send them to me to tell you guys what I think about them, and then obviously leave a link to where you can buy them at the Cubicle. Personally though, I really do think they're a great store. I was recommending them on my channel for years before they sent me a thing, and I really do like testing for a retailer rather than like a cube manufacturer, because you can say whatever you want about the cubes and it doesn't really hurt their brand. Whereas if the cube company who had made the product itself had sent it to me, I would be incentivized to say something good about the puzzle even if it weren't as good. So that's what's good about the Cubicle. And another great thing is that they tend to only send me the best of the new cube releases, so it's pretty much win-win. What content was your previous channel before this one? So perhaps a little known fact is before this channel was called Lego Boys E3, I actually had a different YouTube channel also called Lego Boys E3 but without the exclamation mark at the end. Now you guys don't need to know what was on that channel, but you can find it at youtube.com/LegoBoysE3. I did make a grand total of 2 terrible videos about Rubik's Cubes, so I will go ahead and make them public if you want to watch. Don't expect much. I was 8 years old. With the power of editing, can you bring your Lego Boys E3 self to the future? You know what, that sounds pretty difficult, but I think I might be able to pull it off. I will have to change the camera angle a little bit though. Alright, so this is Lego Boys E3 sometime in 2017 during his 17th Q&A. The very first one filmed in this room. Let's watch and see what he says. So this is the series on my channel where you guys ask me questions and then I answer them in the next episode of the video. So if you want me to answer your questions for Hey, nice cube there. You want to see what it looks like in the future? Actually, check out the GAN XS. So this is a series where I answer your guys' questions. Well, he still messes up as much as I do now. So this is the series where I answer your guys' questions. And so basically, if you want to have a... And it appears we can only communicate in one direction. And so... Oh well. So this is the series where I answer your guys' questions. So if you want to have a... Oh, hey, yeah, look down here. Yeah, hi, can you see me? Never mind. Wow, that was quite the experience. On to the next question. How come you don't do much modding anymore and don't get many new non-WCA puzzles anymore? Now those are actually good observations about the kind of shift in my videos over the last few years. I used to do a lot of mods like traditionally with a Dremel, cutting things off, sanding, and filling things in. Those just took a long time and I really just don't have the time or the inspiration to do more of those right now, and most of them never perform that great as videos. I do still try and do the occasional fun mod like the cool Void Cube chain mod or the April Fool's Day video, but we'll see. I might do some more in the future. And kind of the same thing for non-WCA puzzles, I just haven't really gotten around to ordering any recently, and the Cubicle doesn't really send me any. Why are there 2 bottles of lube in your left hand, a 6x6 in your right hand, a 1x1 in your head, 2 3x3s on your table, and a 9x9 and a 2x2x4 on that shelf on the right? Is there a WCA event that you haven't participated in? Now there are actually 4 different events that I don't have an official result in. 7x7 I have done an official solve, but I hit the time limit, so I got a DNF. Same thing with multi-blind, as well as 4 blind, I got DNFs in those. The one event I haven't even tried though is 5x5 blindfolded. Can you solve 2 3x3s blindfolded? 1 in each hand. Yes, I can do that because I have done it, and it was really hard. It took a lot of attempts, but you can watch that video up there. I mean, you didn't read the question out loud, so why should I? How many cubes do you have now? Go to my last cube collection video, count the number of cubes there, look at all the unboxings that I posted since then, and count the number of cubes in each of those, add those all up, there's your number. Why is your chair green? Green? What are you talking about? Doesn't look very green to me. How many takes will it take to answer my question about takes? Well, surprisingly, this is actually only my first take. Darn it! How many takes will it take to answer my question about takes? Now, this is actually only my second take, which is pretty surprising considering that it normally takes up to... How many takes will it take to answer my question about takes? Now, this is actually only my third take, which is pretty surprising considering it can normally take me 5 or 10 lakes. Just... What is 1 trillion to the 10th power? So that's 1,000, million, billion, trillion, so 10 to the 12 to the 10th, so 10 to the 120. Why is there a clock on the wall? A what? Did you say a clock? Oh, whoa, it's a clock. Looks like it's noon. Can you list all the WCA events in order of difficulty? Now that's a fun question. I actually did make a video about the top few easiest ones. I believe I said clock, then Pyraminx, then Scube, then 2x2, then 3x3. Then I guess after that would come 3x3 one-handed, then 3x3 FMC. I mean, if you just have to finish, you can do an 80 move solution, no problem. I guess Megaminx after that, and then like square 1. And then you just go 4x4, 5x5, 6x6, 7x7, and then just all the blind events. So 3 blind, multi-blind, 4 blind, then 5 blind. I think that's all the events. Let me know if you disagree with me anywhere there. What puzzle have you been planning on buying or wanting to buy for a while? Now, besides the obvious 17 by 17, which I would love to get, but I've been holding off on in hopes of the 19 by 19, which still hasn't come out, another really cool lineup of cubes that I would love to collect, but it just costs a lot of money, is the Shengshao dodecahedral puzzles. So of course you have the 2x2 Kilomings, the 3x3 Megamings. They also have a 4x4 Master Kilomings, as well as the Gigamings. And after 2, 3, 4, and 5, they also have a 6x6, and then a 7x7, which is a Terramings. I believe they also have an 8x8, which is crazy, even layer giant dodecahedral puzzle, as well as the 9x9, which is, of course, the Petamings, which I would love to get by itself. It's just so huge and amazing. Can you do another D52 prime? So this is a reference to my last making the fastest turning Rubik's Cube video, where basically I did some modifications to get this cube to turn really fast on one layer. I got about a U12 in the video, but then after I published it, I realized if I turned it upside down, there'd be a lot less friction on this layer here, and it was actually able to spin for a lot longer. So I made a video on my second channel where I did a D52 prime, so basically like that. Any tips for your first competition? Wait, my first competition or your first competition? I think based on the wording saying your, I think that means my first competition. So these are the tips that I used at my first competition. What settings do you have your gain XS on? I'm struggling to find the perfect one. Well, let's go ahead and check. The gain XS is of course my main right now. Looks like I have it on setting number 2 on this plastic thing here. I think number 3 also works well. And I think I twisted it 3 times, maybe 4. I think I've heard people say using 3 and 3 works. I have, I think, 2 and 3. Why is it so hard for you to read this? Well, it's actually not hard for me to read it at all because I'm not actually reading it right now. I'm looking at the camera. I don't have like a fancy teleprompter or anything. It's literally written on a piece of paper that I memorized before I say each line. If you could add a WCA event or remove a WCA event, what would they be? Now, I definitely have answered this before, but that was before feet was removed, and I was definitely a lot more conflicted back then. I guess now it's pretty much common consensus that clock is the worst event and you would have to remove it. As for an event to add though, I'm not really sure. I would say something definitely more difficult than like Pyraminx and Skewb, but not taking as long as something like Megaminx. I guess kind of like Square 1 area is a good place to be, and I would definitely like it to be like a new puzzle that's totally different from anything else in the WCA. I think something like Master Pyraminx would fit in pretty well. When will cat be included in the WCA? Well, you know, it's a long approval process, but I think we're pretty close, maybe like 2021. Does your cat like 7x7? Well, let's see. You like it? Hello? I don't think she likes it. Can you solve your cat again? Oh, let's see. I solved her. Can your cat solve your A cube? I don't know, let's try it. Solve it. Oh, okay. It's solved. I think she did it. Solve your cat again. Okay. She solved again. Has your cat been getting better at 1x1? I heard she learned like 50 more algorithms. Yeah, she has been getting a lot better recently. In fact, she also learned how to solve the 1x1 Pyraminx and the 1x1 Megaminx. Why is this comment covering your cat? I don't know, I guess she's just in a position that the comment is covering her? I don't know. Why is this comment on your cat? Oh, well, the comment's gone now. Why are there so many cubes on your table? Well, it's kind of helpful to just have all the cubes all ready to go here, so I don't have to like get up after every question. So yeah, I just prepare them beforehand and they're all here. Can you film the rest of this video outside? Sure, why not? Alright, so I guess the rest of the video is out here now, and man, it is hot out. It is 87 degrees. You just had to choose the hottest point of the day on the hottest day of the year so far. Okay, so what questions do we have left? You know what? I think that's all of them. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Be sure and leave your questions down in the comment section below for me to answer next time, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.